Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. We're back at this 2014 yard machine. This was part of a group of 3 that I bought for $50. I told the gentleman that sold me those 3 fine beauties I would fix this yard machine for him. Yesterday we went ahead and degreased it with some Pine Glow, my Dollar Tree special cleaner. So this thing's dried out overnight. It's about 45 again today, another chilly day. But we're going to plow through it. Gentleman said that this thing fired off when he put gas directly into the carburetor. So you kids and cadets thought the same thing that I did, that we had contaminated fuel, and that was 100% correct. If you can see down there, there's a huge amount of water and a considerable amount of debris. So I don't know what kind of container he's using with fuel, but this is unacceptable. There is a small wire filter in the tank, but still you shouldn't be pouring this much contamination and water into the your fuel tank. You can see it all down there. I'm spilling most of it. So I think this thing will start now. I had disassembled the carburetor. Jets were clear, no blockage in the jets. I did notice this funny hose here. This hose had been mounted to the front of the air filter bracket. There should be no hose here. This is an open air breather port. So maybe somebody thought a hose fell off of this and they stuck a hose on here. Since it is open, I'm just going to turn it downward and leave it like that. Air can still travel through this hose, but there should be no hose on this plastic nipple. Anyway, I'm going to leave it like that. It's no harm, no foul. So let's put this thing back together. Like I said, jets were not plugged. I put my 0.6 millimeter bit in there. I think somebody's already come in here. It went in freely. So this is acceptable, all cleaned out. Let's put this back together. A lot of water in the bowl when I disassembled this. It was dancing in that pocket there, so all that was happening was water was getting pulled into the jet, and water doesn't burn. Line up your bowl with the jet assembly. This little pocket's going to fill up and suck up gas through that little divot. So my 2 holes are lined up. This is 7 millimeter. Go to my 2 7 millimeters with the wide washer. That's what's going to hold this plastic bowl down. So put these in, get them started. 7 millimeter bit. If my fingers don't fall off, we'll be able to finish this project. I'm a Southwest Florida wimp now. Snug them down, don't get crazy. This is just plastic. Your sealing O-ring here is what's going to prevent the gas from leaking out. Just snug these up. All cleaned up. There was a ton of debris on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and install this now and then the tank second. I can see an issue here. We got to put this on hold Maybe that's the reason why this thing had issues. It had water issues in the tank, and the tab here on the throttle plate broke off. There's no way I can put the linkage on. So this must have got brittle and broke off. I do believe it was there when I disassembled this thing. Maybe I snapped it off, but we can't do anything. I'm going to have to go to my junk carburetor section and pull out the wafer. Like so. This plastic assembly just pulls up like so. If you guys want to go to the kitchen and get some eggnog, let me run to my carb section and get a carburetor and steal one off of here. I may actually run and get a new one. Go to the kitchen. I'll be back. I just snatched up a new carburetor. It was closer if I just grabbed a new one. So I'll steal this off of this new one and then search out a used one, replace this one. They're all the same on these plastic carburetors. See that? All the same. Got the V. So this little hole here broke off the original one. So I appreciate you getting some eggnog. I want to know if you got me some. I may celebrate if this thing starts. Same thing with this one. We're going to pull the wafer out, and this one's a little tighter, but it came out. Pull this straight up. That's what we're looking for right there, and that's going to go in that slit once we put it back in. So let's get shaking, baking. Appreciate your patience. I just kicked you in the knee. That goes down like so. V facing out. Look for my slit. Stick the brass wafer in. You want to check it, make sure everything is free and clear. I don't have it in just right. It's binding. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire. I may adjust it just a little bit. There we go. Something like that. Shuts completely now. Okay, let's put this thing on. We had a minor delay. I got to break this thing off. It was binding me up. Sometimes these breathers pop off. They just push back in. It's plastic on plastic. Okay, now time for the tank. Grab my needle nose. Put my clamp in place. Okay, now linkage is hooked up. We can put on the backing plate. You got 7mm here into the plastic carburetor. These two outside, the sheet metals, those are 8s. Who's eating leftovers? You got 7s. Put those in next. Okay, that's secure, plastic on plastic, don't over tighten it. $8mm, the sheet metals. That's snugged up. My 8 is still on the ratchet. We're going to put the recoil on. That's 8. I've already taken the liberty of oiling up my recoil with a little motor oil. Loosen this thing up. I took the plug off, inspected that. It's got an NGK. It looked acceptable. The oil's about halfway up the dipstick. I may go ahead and do an oil change, sharpen the blade, make this a complete service for the gentleman. The main part of the deal was to get it operative. Blade sharpening and oil I would consider extra service, but I'll include it since it is the Christmas season. Super nice guy. We'll do a little bit of extra for him. So this is tight. We got to put some petrol in this and then start this 2014 yard machine. Remove all my tools off the deck. I don't want those dancing around. Mr. Snake is inside where it's comfortable. Out here he would be too cold. By Friday it's going to warm up to 81, so maybe I'll bring him out at that point. A little bit of gas. So this is a priming unit. I'll prime it and pull it from here. We'll start it on the deck. Oh, cross your fingers. So as always, water does not burn. They're trying though. They're trying really, really hard. It's just not happening. So I gotta counsel him when I drop this thing off later on. Whatever gas can he's got, that gas has gotta go. It's gotta go. I mean, really go. He's got some watery petrol he's using. So this was a quick. I appreciate you kids coming out and helping me with this 2014. Yesterday we degreased it, made it a little nicer to work with, get rid of all that oily snot that had built up here on top of the mower. So today it was just a quick get rid of this watery gas. Like I said, jets were not plugged or blocked. It was just this water here sitting in the bowl and the tank itself. So I'll probably throw a few more videos at you this week before New Year's, and then we'll see how it goes next year. Hopefully it's a successful year for everybody. You kids and cadets have been supporting my channel. I appreciate everybody coming out, liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'm getting new viewers, new subscribers each day, so I appreciate all of you coming out, checking out this junk on 4 wheels. Like I said, this was a success. This one worked out pretty good. I'm happy with it. And I'm sure the gentleman that I fixed it for will be just as happy with it. Have a good day today. Tip your waitress and waitstaff.